Did I miscount these corners? Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever. This is 7. So this is Friday morning. So it's pretty much the official practice day. Still about a second off the fastest guys here, and we're just doing the track walk here on Friday morning. So turn 2 should be apexing about right here. On the gas, float out. You don't really want to wash out too wide over here because you'll get onto the debris and it'll compromise your line into the next turn. I think we're coming up to turn 3. After going through some GoPro footage of yesterday's session, sometimes I'll lift off the gas, and as soon as I lift off the gas, you can see the rear end just slide out. After practice session 3 and 4, they just kept telling me to drive deeper into the corner, so holding the gas longer and waiting for the brake. There's also moments where I'm kind of just coasting too long. Also 3 degrees Celsius outside right now. Kind of cold for a Florida boy. Okay, so here is the middle of the outlap for free practice 1. We have a couple of carts slot in, but 2 carts ahead of us is another Team Blute driver. He wasn't here yesterday, or the Thursday, I should say. But he came out on the Friday, so I was hoping to be able to get some laps in behind him and follow him around, but these guys decided to just get past me on the outlap, so I really don't blame them. I had a bit of confidence coming into this session. I really just wanted to get laps in behind other drivers because Thursday I really wasn't able to do that. Mainly there was a few times where I just drove off the track and completely ruined my tires while everybody else passed me. So right about now, the tires should be warmed up, so let's talk through this lap on Friday. Again, we're still overweight by about 5 or 6 kilos, I want to say. So the top speed's just not there. We'll come into turn 2, fast right-hander, trying to keep the rear end balanced, something I struggle with. Here, I should be staying flat. I also need to brake later. Like I said earlier, trying to drive deeper into the corners. Turn 7's just a little iffy with the rear end. Braking a bit later. I always get some sort of oversteer on the exit of turn, I want to say that's turn 9. And this sequence right here, there's really not much of a problem. I'm able to neutral steer really well, but it's here, this is where I struggle the most. I have to wait so long to get on the gas. Right there, I'm really on the edge of grip with the rear tires. If I put any more steering input or give it any more gas, the rear end's just going to slide out. Okay, so we just passed turn 2. Really, my big focus was to just be able to stay with the pack, or just don't let this pack in front of me pull away. Perhaps even try to catch up, but entering turn 9 like that isn't going to go well. Another thing the team was telling me to do was to keep my RPMs up through that turn 9, because that's the lowest RPMs on the circuit. I was about 300 to 400 RPMs lower than the other Team Blute drivers, and right there I just completely screwed that up. So actually, we'll just go back to that part of the clip, and this is exactly what I was talking about this previous lap. So coming into 13 and 14, really just trying to keep the rear end in check and avoid that curb on the inside. Now you can kind of see me, I'm counter steering a bit. I don't think I'm quite full on the gas, but I've been seeing the guys in front of me and just pretty much the faster guys on the track. They're full gas at this point. They're able to keep their cart straight as possible and just get a super good exit. This is just where I lose so much time here. We'll see. Yeah, rear end sliding a bit, trying to keep it in check, but I'm still going to take this curb, but I'm taking the curb with a bit of counter steer, so that's just going to throw my cart all over the place. Curb launches me, camera goes off all sorts of angle, and we get onto the curb on the inside, which still throws me off, and the rear end is just everywhere. Under braking, I'm losing the rear super easily. Turn 2, they were telling me to get on the gas earlier, so I started to try that, and then I end up just drifting pretty much the entire exit of the turn. So I guess a good way to put it is it feels like my ass is right over the front wheels. That's really the only way I can put it. It's almost like a forklift effect where the back wheels are steering the cart. To kind of combat that, to give the cart more understeer, we added maybe 5 millimeters of track width, maybe 10 millimeters of track width, I'm not sure, but hopefully the understeer will make the rear end less squirrely. And I can use the D5 tires a little bit more. We have 2 practice sessions left for today. Tomorrow, qualifying, yes, and then a race. Sunday, qualifying, and then a race. So, ladies and gentlemen, the GoPro 9 has officially died. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Holy
my
shit.
friend. This is Aston
Fernando.
Martin, driver and boyfriend of Taylor
my
Swift.
God.
Fernando, please subscribe to Spanky Works so I can win the Formula One
it's actually
championship. Thank you.
The 3D printed mount that I had mounted to the top of the radiator, just with some zip ties, could not handle all of the bumps and curbs that I was taking this session. So yeah, the GoPro does probably 500 kickflips, hits the tire, goes back onto the track, gets punted by another cart. Thankfully it didn't hit anybody else or damage any of the property, because a GoPro getting punted off of a cart could hit a marshal on the side of the track or hit the driver, which could definitely do some damage to bodily parts. Once the camera re-enters from orbit, thankfully somebody saw it land onto the track and went to go grab it, brought it to the office. Apparently this happens a lot. I'm surprised they found out that it was mine. We're going to try to scrap it back together and not let this ever happen again, because that could be very bad. Let's just say that. So Friday's practice is finished. We had 4 sessions. They were all on a used-ish D5 tire. Today's kind of a weird schedule. We'll have a driver's briefing here in probably an hour, and then 5-minute time trial. And there's 3 qualifying heats. There's a lot of senior drivers, so there's 3 separate groups. There's a chance that if I don't put in a good enough time, then I won't even be able to race today. So there's rain expected for tomorrow. It's also 2 degrees Celsius outside once again, so that should be exciting. I don't know, I feel like I'm a little bit better in the wet, but at the same time this is a very new style of driving a kart for me, because Kookadoo circuit is quite smaller than this. This is probably 7 Kookadoo circuits in one racetrack, so it's a lot faster. We managed to not even qualify for the final for round 1. So, I'm still really frustrated with myself. I wanted to be able to compete more. Couldn't really do that. And I was hoping to at least improve over the past, 2 days or so. And still, I'm doing the same exact lap times. I'm struggling with the same thing. Yeah, really just disappointed I wasn't able to compete with anybody, really. It feels terrible to perform like this with a whole team and with mechanics that are watching you, and they want you to do well. It feels really bad to not even qualify for the final race. But there's round 2 tomorrow, projected rain. I haven't driven on this track in the rain yet, so that's going to be pretty interesting. And I just hope to make it into the final tomorrow, really, at this point. So. Alright, so it is the Monday after the whole race weekend. My Sunday pretty much ended right after the second qualifying heat. We missed getting into the finals by, I think, 2 points maybe. They were doing a point system on the qualifying heats. First qualifying heat, we got a bumper penalty because of the start. Maybe some carts, two or three carts in front of me, they thought we were already green. They thought we were good to go. They bashed into the carts in front of them, and then everybody behind that just kind of accordioned into each other, and so everybody just got bumper penalties.
そしてその横にはゼッケン92番松尾修馬、辻優と関優生という上位陣、イエローラインに差し掛かってくるが、スタートライン前。
Pretty much the back half of the pack, and so that was the first qualifying heat. I mean, we still finished ahead of 5-6 other carts, I want to say. So some of them crashed out, some of them we were able to just get past on the wet tires. It was very wet, and if we didn't get a bumper penalty, I think we would have made it into the finals. If we didn't get a bumper penalty the first qualifying heat, we would have made it into the finals, and then we would have participated. Second qualifying heat, we had to make a last-minute decision, last second really, for either dry tires or wet tires. After 5 or 6 races or so, the racing line really dried up, and then the sun even came out, so the track really started to dry up pretty quickly, and it was a last-second decision. As we were lined up on the grid, there was a lot of other carts already on a new set of D5 tires, and we were still on the wet tires. The mechanics were asking me wet tires or dry tires, and I went out, looked at it, and I was like, a little iffy. I only saw like 2 or 3 other carts on wet tires, so we made a decision to go to the D5 tires, which ended up being the right call because we flew past everybody on the wet tire. Had a few contacts in that second qualifying heat. Ended up getting another bumper penalty, but it didn't really make a difference. The carts behind me were pretty far back, so the 5 seconds didn't really make a difference. Second qualifying heat, no penalty. Still wouldn't have made it. It was the first qualifying heat that really hurt us. That's pretty much where the weekend ended. I'm really thankful for Koga-san, Takuma Koga. He is pretty much the guy that allowed me to do this. He supported me with his extra kart chassis, you know, the mechanics, just throughout the whole weekend, you know, introducing me to the people I need to know, and mentored me throughout the weekend. And I'm really thankful for that, because without him I wouldn't have been able to compete, or I wouldn't even be here. So overall, good experience. You know, experience is good, but competition is, I think, better. I came here to compete. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm not gonna stop. Yeah, my aim is to be back after I improve some of the issues I'm currently having. So that's about it. On the other hand, KS Global provided me with this Prius for the weekend. I was able to drive this Prius around. The gas mileage on it is actually insane. So I took a picture, but we're at about half a tank, almost, well, not even half a tank yet, and we've done about 400 kilometers, maybe a little bit more. We're not even at half a tank yet, and some of that was even mountain driving. So really thankful for KS Global lending me the Prius. So probably gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna fly back to Okinawa today. I'm just sitting in a Lawson's parking lot right now, so we'll get back to Kukuru Circuit in Okinawa, get some more practice in, fix my issues, and hopefully we can be back. But I gotta fly back to Okinawa today, and that's it. But thanks for watching, guys.